resume with a battle with two top teams, independent teams in that league, the GRG Lightning and the Proctor Hermantown Stealth. GRG looking to extend their lead in the conference and looked good early. Molly Pierce orchestrating the attack, finds a cutting Caroline Akin. Akin finds the back of the net, extends the Lightning lead to 5. Just 40 seconds later, it's Pierce again, ahead of the pack, looking for a lane. None open, but Barry Barr is open and does the job. Lightning up 7-1 with 12 minutes to play. GRG kept their foot on the gas. Pierce to Alana Barrick. Barrick buries the shot 30 seconds later, 8-1 GRG. Hermantown would eventually stop the Lightning run with a goal, but the Lightning continue to strike to win their 4th straight 17-6 over Proctor Hermantown.